News Radio 700 WLW.
So there is no more shaming for the Miss America pageant. The organization has made a number of changes since 2013 when Mallory Hagan was crowned Miss America. Now Miss America is partnering with a science-backed program endorsed by Harvard medical doctors. The commitment is to helping women be the best versions of themselves. It's celebrating its 100th anniversary, the Miss America pageant. And as I mentioned, Mallory Hagan was crowned in calendar year 2013, but she was subjected to a lot of criticism in the wake of her coronation, and we'll find out why here in just a second. First of all, Mallory Hagan, how are you on this glorious Thursday?
Hey, I am so well. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
You are the first Miss America that I've spoken to by phone.
Well, I am so happy to be the first.
I actually talked to a Miss America in person because I went to Ohio University, and in 1972, Lori Lee Schaefer was crowned Miss America. She was a co-ed on campus. I happened to bump into her a couple of times. She was very delightful. But this is a first for me. 2013. You are where? Where are you? You're going through the whole contest to be crowned Miss America, and just a little bit about what that was like, because I don't think a lot of people understand what it takes to get to wearing the crown. It used to be in Atlantic City. I think now it's in Connecticut. But what does it take to wear the crown? What did you have to go through?
Oh, my gosh. Well, we could be here forever. But most people don't realize that the Miss America organization has a teen program. And as the granddaughter and daughter of Miss America volunteers, so I'm a third-generation Miss America participant, if you will, I started competing in the teen program. And that's really the first time in my life that someone said, you know, if you'd have lost 10 pounds, you would have won. But I competed throughout the teen program and ultimately ended up moving to New York for other reasons and began competing in the Miss New York organization in order to gain scholarship money for school. I went to the Fashion Institute of Technology and studied advertising. So throughout my course of competing in Miss America, it spanned about 10 years between the teen and Miss programs. And all in all, I won $75,000 in scholarships. So preparing for that was, you know, a series of things. And one of the things I think is most important is that the women across the country who participate, there's usually about 12 to 15,000 per year. Each one of them has a personal platform or a social impact initiative that they advocate for. So they're out and about in their communities, making appearances, doing public speaking, networking, creating relationships with organizations, and just doing great work. And so that was a majority of what I was doing preparing for Miss America as Miss New York. My platform was child sexual abuse prevention. And, of course, getting ready for the competition on stage. But that's just one element of what these women are doing in preparation for that moment that everyone sees on television. And so it was many years in the making for me. And one of the most difficult aspects of it was, you know, the swimsuit competition. And I'm glad to say a couple of years ago we eliminated that portion of the competition because ultimately it really didn't have a whole lot to do with what Miss America did throughout the year, which is be that community advocate and spokesperson. So it was a great experience and one I'll cherish forever, but I'm glad to see these changes happening.
Well, the roots of the Miss America pageant are in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and it goes back to the early 20s, I think 1920, 1921, I believe. And the whole gist of that was the economy was tanking in Atlantic City. They needed tourists to come there, and so they had this swimsuit competition, and all of a sudden that became an annual event. And in 1920, for economic reasons, that's why they did it. But it stayed with the pageant. I mean, when did they eliminate the swimsuit competition? How many years ago was that?
I think it was 2018 that they made that announcement, summer of 2018. So we're just really fresh in this sort of new era of Miss America, and I'm really glad to see this new era ushered in. In the competition for the last couple of years, we've actually heard from the women more than ever in history. You know, it used to be that you would watch the whole thing, and then maybe the top 5 women would answer one, you know, seemingly impossible question.
Right, yeah.
and then somebody would be crowned. And now we're really hearing from the women about what they plan to do with this coveted title throughout the year. And that part's really exciting. And that's why this new partnership with Jonathan Bailor and SANE Solution and Better Movie is so important, because women's wellness from a holistic perspective is what we're striving for. We want the young women in Miss America, and all young women, to live their best lives and to have the tools to do so. And so ushering in this new partnership is going to really round out that element of things. Whereas before with swimsuit competition, there was really no way to know how someone got into shape, right? Someone could be naturally thin or could have used really unhealthy methods to get there,
Sure.
and I've seen both.
Sure.
And so now, without that element of the competition, this is really just about them being their best selves and focusing on their personal performance. So that, if you have energy and you understand nutrition and you understand your body, then you can go out in the world and have the stamina to do all the great things that these women are doing. And so that part's really exciting.
So you get the crown in 2013, and immediately the criticism begins of you. What happened? What? Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't hear any of that. I mean, I knew you were crowned Miss America, but what happened in the wake of that?
Sure. Well, I I think, like many people who really focus in on that area of competition to get ready for the onstage element of it, I have to be really honest. I did not expect to win, and a lot of people don't realize that year. I mean, you literally live out of 2 suitcases and a carry-on. You go from hotel to hotel. So any semblance of a routine that you may have had leading up to that, and then people who are in the really into their fitness and wellness know that routine is very important in order to maintain. I just wasn't really prepared for life after winning. And so I did gain a little bit of weight, and I think that's actually normal. But I woke up one morning after a trip to Hawaii, and my swimsuit photos were plastered all over People magazine and Us Weekly and everywhere. And, side-by-side shots of me, had I gained weight and had I let myself go already and stuff like that. So the positive part of that is that it allows me to be one of those first voices in the body positivity movement. I was very adamant that, what I looked like on stage at Miss America was just not something that I could have maintained living on the road for a year. And it gave me a chance to really showcase to other young women, hey, sometimes this is life.
Yeah,
sure. It's really great to be a part of what I would call now this new wave of body positivity, and it's evidence-based body positivity. We want people to love themselves enough to take the steps to live their best lives through Better Movie and through SANE Solutions and our partnership with Jonathan Bailor. So it was a tough time for me, I won't lie, but I'm glad to see these changes happening so that other young women who win at any title, not just Miss America, or other young women in general, will hopefully have better tools and not have to experience that.
Yeah, I totally get that, because the messaging is more positive now. And look, I think we've progressed as a society from, a whistle contest in 1920 to where it is now. And you're right, the people that qualify for the pageant, and it is a laborious process, but those that make it, they have so many things going for them besides a physical condition, mentally, and what they want to do. Now, you mentioned something interesting. You said that one of the things that you focused on during the pageant was preventing child sex abuse, which is wonderful. I mean, it's great work. How has winning the pageant allowed you to have a stronger voice in that particular area?
Yeah, of course. I feel really fortunate that my year was very hyper-focused in that area. It's something that myself, my mother, my aunt, my cousins have experienced. It's really pervasive in our family. And the reason I chose to focus on such a heavy topic throughout that year is because I thought, well, hey, I have this huge megaphone, and I know we have other problems in the world, but this one's really bad, and it knows no boundaries. And so having the opportunity throughout that year to do things like lobby Congress and work with the National Children's Alliance, those things carried over. In 2018, I actually ran for Congress and ran on a platform about making the world a better place, obviously, for our kids and their future, whether that's through healthcare and education or child sexual abuse prevention. And now I actually live in Huntsville, Alabama, where the National Child Advocacy Center resides. It's the model for what we hope to see all child advocacy centers look like in the future. And so I've continued that work. I continue to speak on that topic. I travel the country speaking on that and body positivity and wellness for women. And so I'm really fortunate that Miss America gave me the ability to make those connections and network and make those relationships so that I could continue that great work now almost 10 years later.
Yeah, great, terrific, absolutely terrific. Mallory Hagan is our guest. She's the 2013 Miss America, and we're talking about how the pageant is changing now away from a beauty contest and now defining women's wellness as being based on optimal health rather than physical appearance. By the way, what did you have to do, like a talent competition, and what was it?
I did. I feel very fortunate. I grew up, my mother is a dance teacher, as was my grandmother and my aunt. So I grew up dancing, and so for my talent for Miss America, I actually tap danced to James Brown's "Get Up Off That Thing." So, so it was a fun time. It's on YouTube. People can watch it. But
Mallory,
I think that's important.
Mallory, all things in life fold back to Cincinnati. James Brown recorded that song right here in Cincinnati. So,
no way.
He did all of his recordings basically here in Cincinnati. Yeah, at a long now since gone recording studio. But yeah, that's pretty good. So now you spend your time in Huntsville and being an advocate for that. Is that where you see the rest of your life taking you? Do you see this as being your life's work?
I see this as being one element of it. I feel very fortunate that I have a lot of opportunities in front of me. I plan to run for office again in the near future. My hope is always to be of service to the community in whatever way I can. Wellness and women's holistic health is really important to me, as is us, creating a better world and better society for those who come after us. So I have a lot of irons in the fire, but right now I'm really pleased to be a part of getting the message out there about Better Movie and SANE Solution with Miss America, and I look forward to seeing what the future holds, and I hope that it's, a party on all sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get up off of that thing, huh? Okay.
It's funny you say that. I told you my family, I come from a family of dancers. My aunt danced at Kings Island for many years.
Oh,
so I've been there a time or
really?
two.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
oh, that's
she was
great.
an entertainer there.
Oh, my goodness. Well, there you go. Well, just congratulations. I think this is a positive turn for something that should have happened with the Miss America pageant for many, many years. Do you go back to the pageants? Do they ever invite you back as like a guest or something?
Of course, yes. All Miss Americas are always welcome at any of the celebrations. And actually this year, Miss America has moved the competition to December at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. But we are having a 100th anniversary celebration in September, which is when the 100th anniversary actually would have been. We're doing the Show Me Your Shoes parade in Mystic, Connecticut. All the candidates will be there and making some fun announcements and proclamations during that time frame to commemorate the 100th year. So we are 100 years strong and hopefully looking forward to the next 100 as well.
Well, Mallory, thank you so much for your time. Mallory Hagan, 2013 Miss America, and we all ought to get up off that thing because we're getting lazy and fat. We ought to start dancing. Mallory, thank you so much for your time. You stay well. Keep up the good fight.
You too. Bye-bye.